What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to Investing with Paco. Today, we'll be going over the broad range cryptocurrency market to see what's going on out there. We know we have suffered pretty bad days in the cryptocurrency market, especially in Bitcoin, Ethereum. So, we're going to be taking over to look at the news and what's exactly going on and kind of point out the driving factors that cryptocurrency is taking to plummet down. So if you want to watch this video to the end, this will give you the best, maybe not the best, but a quick understanding of what's going on out there in the market. And that way you're more educated in the cryptocurrency market and the broad market. That way you can make an educated decision in the future if you ever want to buy any more crypto, especially on these dips. So all that and more in this video. But before we get this video started, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button. I upload videos like this every single day about the cryptocurrency market. So if you enjoy learning about new cryptos and at the same time making money, subscribe to the channel and join the family. And with that being said, let's get this video started. And also, like I do in all my videos, my disclaimer is I'm not a financial advisor and I only do these videos to educate and to entertain people. So always do your own research. So let's see how cryptocurrencies are doing today. We are up about almost 2%, currently at a 1.61 trillion global crypto market cap. You might think this is good news. I mean, it's, I guess, okay. We're seeing a little bit of green. Is it going to continue? I don't believe so. Bitcoin currently is about 0.75%, but look at the past week. We are currently down almost 20% down on Bitcoin, currently trading right at 34.7. Ethereum currently is down. I mean, it is up 2% for the past day, but it is currently down almost 30%. Currently trading right at 23.82. Binance coin is up about 4%, but for the overall week, it is down almost 27%. Currently trading at 364. Cardano, another good one to watch, is up 2.8%, but currently down 23% for the past week. Currently trading right close to $1. So, if you ask me, it's a pretty good deal. It could possibly dip a little more. Solana currently is up almost 5%, but massive loss in the past week of 36%, currently trading at $94 XRP. Another one that's up 2.54%, but currently down almost 24% for the past week. The Terra Luna is up 6%, surprisingly, but it is still currently down over 23% for the past week. Currently trading at $65, and Dogecoin is up 6%, surprisingly. Well, we did hit a low of 11-12 cents yesterday, but it's still currently down 22 cents overall in the past week. So I'm just going to read these top 10 for now. That way we're seeing what's happening. We do see, lots of green, but it's not really much of a difference. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, example, Shiba Inu did go up 9.62%, but it is down 30%. So the gains we have seen today doesn't compare to the losses of the past week. You might be asking what's going out there. I'm still going to pull up the chart on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and now we can see every exact level that Bitcoin and Ethereum has fallen, and currently what resistance we're at, and where we can probably head up going if nothing gets improved in the broad market. Well, there's lots of driving factors out there driving the cryptocurrency market. You might think that cryptocurrency, especially like Bitcoin, is a hedge against inflation, which that's what my belief was in the past, that a lot of institutions, people out there would buy Bitcoin to hedge themselves against high inflation. And obviously, I'm just talking on the USA side, since I do live in America. I know all across the world, inflation is starting to raise up, especially in the United States. Currently, year to date, up about 7%. And so far, there hasn't been no indication of inflation falling off yet. So especially, that's one of important factor, which is weird to kind of put that out there, because you would think that high inflation will mean high Bitcoin prices, which in turn will pump up the rest of the coins. Well, that's used to be the model, but now, in my opinion, I don't think it's following that model anymore. It's following more the model of, for example, the broad market, like the NASDAQ, S&P 500, all those indices in indices, which is strange. But you got to remember that us, the retail buyers, we probably don't have the power of moving a market. Yeah, we could keep having a dip here and there, but we don't. We matter so little in the broad market, at least for now, that the mainly driving factors that moves these markets are hedge funds, banks, all these big institutions that have millions and billions of dollars out there to put it to put into a brokerage account, to put into a stock, especially into Bitcoin. What happened? All For example, all these tech companies just starting selling off for the fears of what gonna happen when the Fed in term ends up raising these rates. As we know, we are expecting, I think, about 4 to 5 interest hikes this year, starting in March. So there's lots of fear in the market currently. A lot of people uncertain what's exactly is going to go with the Fed, how fast. Well, maybe not how fast, as you know, where they're expecting to raise it in March. But the other fear is coming February, we're going to get CPI data again, jobs data, and even earnings and all that. Actually, earnings I think is in March, but what's gonna happen if coming February CPI ends up reaching even higher? Let's say we're at overall month out of month, like at a 5%, and a year year over year, we're at like a 7.5. That's is gonna spook the market regardless. Like it's gonna freak out Nasdaq. It's gonna freak out all of these tech companies even more, which in turn is gonna eventually sell off. And what is the Fed gonna have to do? They're gonna have to step in and either say, okay, we have this under control, and kind of like calm the nerves of the market, or they're gonna come out and saying, look, inflation's out of control. We need to raise these rates now, meaning the month of February, and ends up pumping them pretty fast on February, which in turn is going to freak out the market regardlessly. So, looking at it both ways is still going to freak out the market. Obviously, the best case scenario is CPI data comes out in February, inflation starts to decrease, and that will eventually calm down the market, and the Fed not have to be pressuring to raise up rates right away. But do we see that happening? Honestly, no. There's still bottlenecks all across supply chain issues out there that hasn't been cleared up. I know right now the Omicron, or like the virus, isn't really the main issue currently, like lockdowns or shutdowns of government, none of that, like lockdowns of countries. But we're still having supply issues. We're still at that point where we still have, I guess, that high demand, which is this is another issue in my opinion. We still have that high demand, but yet no supplies. Look at used cars. Used cars is all time high. Is it sustainable? No. It's just a matter of fact when these prices will end up coming back down. And what's more important about these demand issues is what's going to happen once the supply chain issues kind of open up, and it's not an issue no more. But now that the government hasn't been injecting no more money, they haven't been buying no more mortgage-backed securities, injecting the market, what's going to happen when these issues have been resolved, but at this point no one has money to spend? This is going to cause possibly a recession. I'm not trying to freak no one out, but think about this. If they fixed up their supply issues, now they have all the inventory in the world, but now there is no demand. That's another issue. It's all this is really gonna rely on these earnings on these companies when they come out to see if revenue's up, revenue's down, subscriptions are up, subscriptions are down. That would kind of predict what might happen in the future, which is scary to think about because we know that these 2 past years, as the virus is going on, if the Fed hadn't stepped in the way they did, we would have been in a recession, like 100%. The only issue is there's the debate that they overstimulated the economy to a point that we could reach into hyperinflation, which is scary to think about. And honestly, right now it's a whole balance. Um, it's should they raise the rates faster or continue at this calm rate to in turn we can reach to a hyperinflation economy, which will end up eventually being in a recession. But at the same time, if they don't do nothing and end up going to a deflationary, we're going to be in recession. So it's all a balance. It's just scary to think about it. This is just stuff that you guys should be aware of, especially in the cryptocurrency market. I know that in the crypto market, not a lot of people really think about these issues revolving their coins or anything, but it absolutely does. Like I said, we don't really have the power to move these markets. We have, even though we could have millions, let's say, of dollars out there, we're not going to be able to move a market, especially like Bitcoin. This is why when there's fear, uncertainty, and out in the broad market, it's going to affect Bitcoin. And if it affects Bitcoin, it affects every single person out there investing in all these other altcoins. How long will this last? Honestly, we have no idea. I have no idea. Like I said, all depends on these situations, CPI. And then that's another thing, the jobs data. What if when the jobs data gets released next month, we end up raising up unemployment? Imagine having higher unemployment and at the same time the supply issues get freed up, and then yet we have no demand. It's going to create even more unemployment. Why? Because since the jobs out there are super competitive right now, like in price, like people don't want to work no more. People have or have had that luxury these past few years saying, oh, there's so many jobs out there, I know my worth, like I'm not gonna go to work unless they pay me a certain amount. But what's gonna happen is companies have to raise up the prices to be in term having to keep up with the competition and to actually have the workers. But what's gonna happen if demand goes down and they have so much supply that they can't get rid of? They're gonna have to cut off people eventually and lower wages, which in turn, if you multiply that by the masses, that's going to cause a recession. So it's scary to think about all this stuff, but it's just stuff that you should really be paying attention. And if you're still watching this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notifications. I know I talk mainly about Evergrow Coin and about the cryptocurrency market, but I'm also super I can't even say the word. I'm super passionate about following financial news. I always try to keep up to date on this kind of stuff regarding the broad market, because in terms of it affects my pocket, it affects your pocket if you think about it. And then finally, the last issue, in my opinion, was that Russia problem, the Russian issue about trying to ban cryptocurrency, like the mining aspect. But we do have a article here from Bitcoin.com. It says Russia may allow crypto mining and go back stable coins, lawmaker says. Is this another issue? Yes. Is it the main issue? Probably no. Main issue is probably what I first talked about in the beginning of this video. But we can see here it says Russia can legalize cryptocurrency mining stablecoins backed by gold under government control. A high-ranking member of the Russian parliament has suggested. So it looks like they're trying to legalize cryptocurrency mining again, but under government control, backed by the gold. This is another issue that's revolving cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency isn't regulated. A lot of people buy into Bitcoin, all these other cryptocurrencies out there, because it's not something that the government is in control of. We have seen it yet time and again on China banning cryptocurrency many times. Because why? They can't control cryptocurrency. It's decentralized. And Russia is trying to be another country of those trying to take control of what's going on in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But they're going to eventually find out that they can't keep it under control because it's a decentralized cryptocurrency. And that's why maybe a lot of us, you and I, invest in these cryptocurrencies, because we're tired of the government pumping up more of our fiat money, which in turn loses its value over time. I mean, look at America the past 2 years. Over 50% of the fiat money was printed, which is crazy to think about. And honestly, that's probably why a lot of people invest in cryptocurrency in the beginning. And also, don't get me wrong, people out there are in cryptocurrency to make money, because I know it doesn't take too much money to make a lot of money. I have that for experience. And now, before we end this video, I know it probably isn't as short as I want it, but let's look at Bitcoin price chart. This is on WEBULL. So if you don't have WEBULL and you feel like getting WEBULL, it's honestly a good platform to kind of track and chart out stocks. And they do have a couple of cryptocurrencies, not as much, but the main ones, they have them. Feel free to download webull.com and use my referral link down in the description and help me out, and you'll be able to, I think they are offering a free stock or two, so go check that out. So currently, like I said, we're currently right at 35,000 as we speak. But more importantly, this is on the day chart. Right, this dip right here was when we had those China fears of them banning cryptocurrency yet again. We did see a dip all the way down to the low 29,000s. Currently, we are right at this bottom, well, not bottom, but this support level of 35.2. But if we drop it down to the 1 hour chart, you can see that we are under the 200 EMA, which is the 200 day moving average, and we are also under the 13 and 48 EMA, which I'm starting to learn to use more and more, but that's for another video. But as you can see, we are currently below this support of 35,589. Currently, it is our resistance. We have bounced this resistance once, twice, and 3 times currently. We have had a triple bounce towards this resistance. So far, like I was pointing out in my first part of this video, nothing has really been resolved. There's still lots of fear, uncertainty, and doubt out there revolving the broad market. We're probably not going to see more institutions yet pump more money into Bitcoin. Where can we see Bitcoin go if nothing else ends up giving us good positive catalysts? We will probably eventually see a dip down to the 29,200 levels. So should you be fearing? It all depends. I've always tried to kind of tell people, don't ever put all your money in one basket. Don't ever put all your money into one crypto, into one project. None of that. Always try to I can't even say the word. Always try to spread out your money in different coins, different assets. Doesn't matter if you're in the stock market. Try to pick different stocks. Doesn't matter if you're like just ETFs, especially like in the S&P 500, or try to spread out your money in real estate and all that, and that way you're more hedged against the broader market of what exactly is going on out there. Is it scary? Have I bought anything currently? No, even though I probably should, but I'm still holding off because I'm still expecting a lower level of Bitcoin to hit 29,000. Once it does hit 29,000, I do have some dry powder. I do have some cash set aside to to start buying these dips on especially on a lot of coins. So I don't know, maybe like I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, but I did end up selling towards the highs of most of these coins because I was seeing more and more fear out there, more and more doubts on the market, and not enough positive catalysts. And so that's why I sold off weeks ago. Well, except for Evergrowth coin, I haven't sold that. Like, that's a long-term hold. I don't really care where that's gonna go on near term. But since I am kind of more like a swing trader, I'm waiting for these lower levels. Obviously, I can't predict exactly where the market's going. I can't time the market, but I can make an educated guess of where I can see Bitcoin heading. And where Bitcoin is heading is probably towards the 29,000 area, which is the 29,200 area. From there, it all depends what else is going to happen in the market. Are there any more positive catalysts? It just in general, we just got to keep on waiting. And like I said, stay calm, try not to fear, stuff like this always happens. Well, maybe not like every single day, but we can't just keep going up. This is just a pullback, and obviously of all the reasons I stated in the beginning of the video, and just stay determined and stay up to date with all the financial information. And if you want to know more, subscribe to the channel and join the family. And that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoy, and also comment down below what do you think, what's going on. So yeah, guys, see ya, peace.